The fluorescent hum of Northwood Elementary's cafeteria buzzed a frantic counterpoint to Sarah's inner turmoil. Each clatter of plastic trays and echoing laughter felt like an accusation, highlighting the stark reality of her struggle. Sunlight, usually a welcome sight, seemed only to spotlight the worn edges of her purse, the meager contents a constant source of anxiety. She was a fortress of quiet determination, a single mother wrestling with the invisible burden of providing for Ethan and Lily, two bright sparks in a world that often felt overwhelmingly gray. Their innocent demands for pizza underscored a desperate choice, her pride or their hunger. Then, the improbable happened. A voice, calm and undeniably familiar, cut through the lunchtime din. "I can cover that." All noise seemed to melt away, replaced by an almost tangible anticipation. Sarah's head snapped up, disbelief warring with a fragile flicker of hope. Keanu Reeves stood behind her, an aura of quiet empathy radiating from him, silencing the room's cacophony with the sheer unexpectedness of his presence. It was a moment lifted from a dream, a stark contrast to the mundane reality of school lunches and overdue bills. He wasn't just a celebrity, he was a human being who seemed to genuinely see her struggle. His offer, so simple yet so profound, threatened to unravel the carefully constructed facade of self-reliance Sarah had built around herself. It was a lifeline thrown into a sea of financial worry, and accepting it meant acknowledging her vulnerability, a prospect almost as terrifying as the struggle itself. The scene was set, though. This seemingly random act of kindness will not only change Sarah's life, but also spark a chain reaction within the community. But what are Keanu Reeves' true motivations? And can a single act of compassion truly bridge the gap between celebrity and everyday life? Northwood, a seemingly idyllic suburb, masked a quiet struggle. Beneath manicured lawns and cheerful storefronts resided families grappling with financial anxieties, their worries whispered in hushed tones at PTA meetings and grocery store aisles. This unspoken unease permeated the community, creating an environment where kindness, when it appeared, shone all the brighter. The school cafeteria, a microcosm of Northwood, was a stage for these everyday dramas, a place where vulnerabilities were exposed and compassion could unexpectedly bloom. It was a place where Sarah's story unfolded. Sarah, a woman etched with resilience, was the heart of her small family. Widowed too young, she carried the weight of the world on her shoulders, working tirelessly to provide for Ethan and Lily. Her motivation stemmed from an unwavering love for her children, a fierce determination to shield them from the harsh realities of their situation. But beneath her stoic exterior lay a deep-seated fear of failure, a constant worry that she wouldn't be enough. Keanu Reeves, an icon recognized globally, entered this world with a disarming humility. Beneath his celebrity status lay a profound empathy, a genuine desire to connect with people on a human level. His motivation was not driven by a need for publicity, but by an innate sense of compassion, a quiet belief in the power of simple acts of kindness. He was drawn to Northwood not by chance, but by an intuition, a feeling that he could make a difference, however small. Ethan and Lily, bright and spirited, represented the innocence and hope of childhood. They were Sarah's guiding stars, her reason for pushing through the toughest of times. Their naivete shielded them from the full extent of their mother's struggles, but they were acutely aware of her sacrifices, fueling their own desire to help and contribute. Mr. Clark, the school principal, saw the undercurrents of the community and tried to foster a supportive environment. Jasmine, working the register, observed it all silently, her sincere empathy guiding her. Their lives intertwined in a moment of unexpected grace, setting in motion a chain of events that would transform not only their own lives, but the very fabric of Northwood. But the question remained, could compassion truly conquer the quiet struggles that plagued this seemingly perfect suburb? Sarah's newfound hope is threatened when the online business faces unexpected legal challenges, revealing her late husband's hidden debts. Keanu, grappling with his own past traumas, finds his carefully constructed public persona cracking under the weight of newfound attention, leading to a public misstep that jeopardizes the trust he's built within Northwood. A secret emerges about Mr. Clark's connection to a shady real estate deal, casting doubt on his motives and creating conflict. The exciting twist is that Jasmine is a social media influencer, and one of her videos goes viral, generating big problems and opportunities. Sarah's immediate goal is to stabilize her finances and secure her family's future. Her initial obstacle is the sudden legal challenge to her online business, instigated by a larger corporation claiming copyright infringement. This legal battle forces her to seek help, swallowing her pride and relying on the kindness of the community. Keanu, driven by a desire for authentic connection, aims to use his platform to amplify the stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. His goal is challenged by a leaked, out-of-context video that paints him as insensitive, sparking a media frenzy and threatening his reputation. The obstacle forces him to confront his public image and clarify his intentions. Jasmine, secretly a social media influencer, juggles her desire for online fame with her genuine commitment to Northwood. Her goal is to use her platform for good, showcasing the town's transformation. However, her viral video capturing Keanu's initial act inadvertently exposes Sarah's financial struggles, creating tension and ethical dilemmas. A subplot involves Mr. Clark, whose desire to improve the school clashes with his questionable real estate deal, putting him at odds with community members advocating for transparency. These interwoven storylines create a dynamic web of relationships, where characters are forced to confront their own values and navigate complex moral dilemmas. The initial obstacles force them to rely on each other, testing the strength of their newfound solidarity and pushing them towards unexpected alliances. Will they achieve their goals, or will these challenges tear the community apart? The fragile peace of Northwood shattered as Sarah received the cease and desist letter, an ominous harbinger of legal battles and financial ruin for her online business. It wasn't merely a legal document, it was a pointed assault on her very essence as a provider and mother, igniting her fierce protective instincts. Driven by a desire to secure her children's future and uphold her integrity, she resolved to confront the corporation head-on, seeking legal aid and galvanizing support from the very community that had witnessed her struggles. Simultaneously, a fabricated narrative surrounding Keanu's act of compassion began to circulate. An out-of-context video, strategically edited by a ruthless tabloid, surfaced, casting him as indifferent to Sarah's plight. The digitally manipulated footage rapidly spread across social media platforms, triggering an avalanche of online condemnation and jeopardizing his commitment to support Northwood and his wider philanthropic activities. With his reputation hanging by a thread, and a torrent of public anger and a growing threat to his career, Keanu was forced to confront his image, setting him on a mission. His focus quickly turned to defending his integrity and proving his unwavering dedication to Northwood. Jasmine, plagued by remorse over inadvertently fueling the video's spread, felt a growing sense of culpability and a burden on her shoulders. She's motivated to use her social media influence to counteract the misinformation and lend her support to both Sarah and Keanu. This series of events sends shockwaves to the core of the community. The coordinated attack ignites the central conflict of a thrilling battle against injustice and online misinformation. With the characters' motives redefined and the fate of Northwood hanging in the balance, the stage is set for an exciting showdown. As Sarah fights the lawsuit, a local pro bono lawyer, Ms. Evans, steps in, offering not just legal expertise but also a sense of unwavering support. Her entry brings a new dynamic, revealing Sarah's vulnerabilities as she grapples with accepting help. The lawsuit, however, unveils a clause in Sarah's late husband's business dealings that puts her house at risk, escalating the stakes and threatening her children's security. Keanu's efforts to clear his name backfire when a past incident resurfaces, revealing a youthful mistake that is twisted to fit the current narrative. This forces him to confront his past, question his judgment, and acknowledge the complexities of fame. His motivation shifts from simply clearing his name to using his platform for genuine advocacy, connecting with the community on a deeper level. Jasmine's attempts to correct the narrative are met with resistance from her management, who see the controversy as a way to boost her engagement, testing her moral compass and forcing her to choose between fame and integrity. Ethan and Lily, witnessing their mother's struggles and Keanu's vilification, launched their own social media campaign, showcasing the real stories of Northwood's residents and challenging the online hate. Meanwhile, Mr. Clark's real estate deal faces increased scrutiny, with the arrival of a tenacious investigative reporter, adding pressure and forcing him to make difficult choices that could jeopardize his career and the school's future. A subplot emerges involving a local business owner struggling to stay afloat amidst the town's economic turmoil, highlighting the ripple effect of Sarah's situation and the interconnectedness of the community. These consequences intensify the conflict. As Sarah's legal battle intensifies, the corporation resorts to increasingly ruthless tactics, threatening to unveil her late husband's concealed financial improprieties. This forces Sarah into an agonizing choice: protect his memory or safeguard her home and her children's security. The weight of this decision bears down on her. Keanu's reputation suffers further blows as a former associate levels accusations of influence peddling and silencing dissent, igniting a public relations firestorm and straining connections with the residents of Northwood, who now are unsure about the situation. The local business owner's subplot also amplifies it. Jasmine's moral compass is tested as her manager pressures her to exploit Sarah and Keanu's predicament to drive views and traffic, bringing her close to her breaking point and career limitations. Meanwhile, Ethan and Lily's online campaign gains considerable momentum. However, their rising popularity draws the attention of cyberbullies and malicious trolls, severely testing their spirits. Mr. Clark's carefully hidden past becomes a threat as an investigative reporter unearths concrete evidence linking him to a corrupt land transaction. This puts his professional reputation on the line and triggers immense professional repercussions. The cases unite the community against the corporation. As the court date looms, Sarah makes a pivotal decision. She chooses to reveal her husband's financial secrets to protect her children, embracing vulnerability and honesty. This act inspires other wronged individuals to come forward with their stories against the corporation, turning the legal battle into a community movement. Keanu, after a period of self-reflection, decides to use his platform to publicly apologize for his past actions, acknowledging his flaws and recommitting to authentic advocacy, winning back public trust and support. This is a turning point in the exciting story. Jasmine finally quits her job, choosing integrity over fame, and uses her newfound freedom to launch a campaign exposing the corporation's unethical practices, risking her career to do what's right. Mr. Clark, facing imminent exposure, decides to confess his involvement in the land deal, sacrificing his career to protect the school and community, seeking redemption. These events are setting the stage for a climax. Before the climactic court case, Jasmine faces a minor confrontation with her former manager, who attempts to sabotage her campaign, setting the stage for Jasmine to prove her resilience and commitment. A surprising alliance forms when a former employee of the corporation secretly leaks incriminating documents to Sarah and Ms. Evans, giving them a crucial advantage. Mr. Clark makes amends by securing funding for the school through an ethical benefactor, ensuring its financial stability for the future, resolving a minor subplot. Ethan and Lily organize a community rally in support of Sarah, showcasing the town's unwavering solidarity. Keanu prepares to testify in court, facing his fears and embracing his role as an advocate. These preparations emphasize that the stage is set. The community faces their own personal challenges as an exciting event comes closer. Minor plot lines wrap up and character connections enhance one another. It all results in a powerful showdown in court that is coming. The court is the main goal that is trying to be reached. As the exciting story unfolds, the climactic trial is fast approaching. Sarah faces an agonizing choice when she gets an anonymous threat, and the only way for her to protect her kids is to drop the legal charges. Keanu must deal with his apprehension before his testament while also wondering if it makes a big difference and if he is as impactful as he believes he is. The situation creates an air of great intensity and high stakes for everyone. Jasmine deals with the consequences of her past actions. She experiences the effect of her past on what is occurring. Jasmine is hit with false claims that cause distrust and questions toward her, and it puts her activism on the line. Mr. Clark, at the same time, feels horrible about what he's done and if he will be capable of being pardoned. Ethan and Lily work together and have a challenge. The challenge is convincing others to take a stand and do something right. These situations affect all the characters greatly while it builds on everyone's past decisions and mistakes. In a climactic courtroom showdown, Sarah, fueled by the community's unwavering support, bravely confronts the corporation, exposing their unethical practices and revealing her husband's hidden debts. Keanu delivers a moving testimony, acknowledging his past mistakes, reaffirming his commitment to authentic advocacy, and inspiring others to stand up against injustice. The former employee, risking everything, presents irrefutable evidence of the corporation's wrongdoing. Jasmine's campaign gains global attention, mobilizing public support and forcing the corporation to face accountability. Mr. Clark publicly confesses his involvement, accepts responsibility for his actions, and seeks forgiveness from the community. Ethan and Lily lead a peaceful protest outside the courthouse, demonstrating the younger generation's commitment to social change. The judge delivers a verdict in favor of Sarah and the community, holding the corporation accountable for their actions and setting a precedent for corporate responsibility. The victory reinforces themes that were already present in the story. It showcases that standing together to create change truly makes a difference. In the aftermath of the trial, Northwood becomes a beacon of hope, demonstrating that ordinary people can create extraordinary change. Sarah, now a community leader, uses her experience to advocate for those facing injustice, empowering others to stand up and fight for their rights. Keanu continues his philanthropic work, focusing on supporting grassroots movements and promoting ethical corporate practices, becoming a symbol of authentic celebrity activism. Jasmine's career flourishes, using her platform to amplify marginalized voices and inspire positive social change. Mr. Clark finds redemption by dedicating his life to community service, mentoring students, and promoting ethical leadership. Ethan and Lily emerge as powerful advocates for social justice, inspiring the next generation to create a better world. The story of Northwood serves as a reminder that even the simplest act of kindness can spark a chain reaction of compassion and solidarity. Let their story inspire you.